So I'm sitting here with John Hendricks, who's a member of ImpactHK. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about this organization and what you do?
So Impact Hong Kong is an organization that was founded by Jeff. I can't say his last name.
Right.
He created it. So it started off with just him and some friends buying things for homeless people who were on the street. They're buying bananas, water, food, and as they were handing things out, they began developing relationships with people. And as they were developing those relationships, they realized that this was a really good way to help and communicate with the homeless. And as time has gone on, this organization has developed into a full NGO, non-government organization. And now what people like myself do is we go around in Hong Kong and we hand out food and water, which is necessary because some people do go hungry and stuff and thirsty. But a lot of it is building a relationship and helping people. So in the past year and a bit, they've helped over 70 people in Hong Kong off the street, homeless people, which is pretty incredible.
So what drew you initially to join, participate with Impact Asia?
So I'm also a Rotarian. I'm a president of a Rotary Club in Hong Kong, and we've been doing a lot of volunteering around in different areas. And the biggest issue was being able to volunteer consistently. And so Impact gave me personally the opportunity to do something consistently, which sometimes it can be hard with a day job to find the time to go out and volunteer, but it's something that I was really passionate about. So this Impact allowed me to volunteer regularly, as well as it's a funny story. It was in Toronto. That's where we're in Hong Kong, but I'm from Toronto, and I got lost one night during New Year's Eve, and
it happens. It happens.
It was really, really cold, and I met at least 6 different homeless individuals, and some of them offered me their jackets, some of them offered me food and drinks, special kind of drinks, and one of them walked me through the city to get to a 24-hour Tim Hortons so I could sit there and be warm.
Amazing.
And it just changed my perspective on how sometimes people can view other people.
So where do these supplies come from? Are they donated? Do you have funds?
Yeah, there are funds, but it's a non-government organization, so everything is based on different organizations that donate. A lot of times hotels donate soap and stuff like that, and companies will donate clothes, and people will donate food and bananas, etc. like that. So it's a lot of combination of different things.
Right. A lot of charity. Okay. Okay, so John, what has been the biggest wow factor for you since you joined the organization? What's touched you the most? What's hit you the hardest? Really hit home?
That's a really tough question. I wish I had known a little bit beforehand. It's okay.
Can you think of a moment or?
The thing that gets me is that it's there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's not the big things that really wowed me. It's a small thing. It's the amount of times that people walk by other people who just a friendly hello or going out of your way to help someone. Since joining Impact, I'm a better person. Sometimes I'll see street cleaners, and I'll just wonder, they're 70 years old and they're working, cleaning up the streets, and here I am going home and complaining about my job. And so what I do is I always stop, I say hello, I give them water or bananas and something. But there's a story about, there's a story that I heard about a gentleman who came in, and he was a professor from China. This is what Jeff told me, a professor from China, and he was living on the streets. And the reason why he was living on the streets was because he lost his family. And he was emotionally not ready to, he was emotionally dealing with the loss of that, and he was grieving.
Wow.
And so it's incredible the type of people that you meet, and you assume that sometimes people are on the street because of certain reasons, but
Sure.
it can be anything.
Yeah, great.
Sorry.
Okay, can you talk about the relationships you formed? Any special ones that come to your mind in terms of those you've helped?
Well, yeah, there are a lot of people that I know. There are a lot of people I've met on the street. There are a lot of people that I've tried to help come off the street. But it's I'm not gonna lie. You aren't always successful when you're working with people and you're trying to help people. You can't. You gotta. The word relationship is a very difficult thing, because relationships are. I really don't know how to explain it other than that. They're
Sure.
difficult.
Yeah.
But we tried to help someone off the street, and she really wanted to come off the street, and she was struggling with abuse, and we still talk to this day. We got her into she was staying in a hostel for a bit, and we were trying to help her get a job and stuff, and we built a relationship, and I learned more about her, and although unfortunately she didn't accept the help and she didn't come off the street, she eventually did find a job, and she is working, and we still talk all the time, via text and stuff. So
Okay, sure.
it's cool. Yeah.
Good.
Sorry.
So, how does ImpactHK promote social sustainability? So you understand what social sustainability is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about how ImpactHK promotes the well-being by understanding what the people need from the places they live. So in this case, often the streets of Hong Kong. What can you tell me?
So when you're looking, I think when you talk about social sustainability, as a teacher myself, I look at the social sustainability of how the students interact every day in my class. And every day students come into the class with baggage, and they come in with things that they need help with, or emotionally or academically. And I kind of can see parallels in what Impact does, what a teacher does. Impact goes out there and helps to try to create to help people who are kind of bogged down by social issues or things that are impacted them. Sometimes we'll see a lot of refugees, and sometimes that socially is caused because of immigration, because of papers. Sometimes we've seen a lot of helpers in Hong Kong who are former helpers. We see people who are issues with abuse of drugs sometimes. And so what Impact does is it helps to create a better social society that prevents, not only helps those people, but sends a global and local message of the importance of helping people deal with these kind of issues, and on a greater sense promotes a better social identity and a better, more positive social message to people, to make people more aware of the importance of kindness and the importance of looking out for someone else and the importance of taking care of oneself as well.
Right, because when we talk about promoting well-being, we're talking about a lot of the times, mental well-being, even spiritual well-being sometimes, and we're talking about people who have very little. They are living on the streets, and what they really need is essentially to escape that stigma and to have a better sort of for people to have a better sort of appreciation of what they go through, and remove those labels and those stigmas.
There was another organization that I worked with called the Leprosy Project, and I was lucky enough to go to these places in rural China, and you're talking about stigma and stuff. These people faced so much because they had leprosy, and the idea that leprosy was based on this kind of you had a disease, or it was something that it was related to culture and religion and all that kind of stuff. And these people, these leprosy people, they came in and they helped to correct that and change that and show them that leprosy wasn't something that's like this biblical thing that, you know, and that's why when you said about stigmas can be huge, and they have huge influences and impacts. And I know myself and all the stigmas that I believed, and volunteering has given me opportunity to break those stigmas.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, John. It's been great talking to you.
Awesome.
So tonight I will be walking with John, joining ImpactHK as they do their rounds tonight in Causeway Bay, and it will be the first time for me. So I'm really looking forward to witnessing the connections and the relationships that have been built, and generally how this whole thing works.
We've been meeting them on a weekly basis, so they are familiar with us and they know who we are. So by building that trust and that bond, we can give them the necessities and the tools and resources they need to gain a second chance, to be able to live in a home, have a roof under their heads, be able to earn money, have health care.
So what we're going to do, we're going to walk to the place. If you have any questions, just stop me and I can answer those questions. But I'll stop periodically throughout the walk and I'll just mention some stuff. We're going to go towards the tunnel. They're dropping the food off there now.
What? Low battery?
Oh no!
Bananas, stuff. So what you're going to do is just take a collection of stuff and open it up, and we're going to hand them out. Okay, here you go. You take this. We just need to.
What do you got there?
I think these are some chocolate bars. No, yeah, chocolate bars.
Okay, great.
Crackers.
Here.
Nice. My favorite.
And I'm going to get you two. You're up for a ball.
Sure, yeah.
You're going to do some eggs. Oh, wait.
Give me the eggs.
You do the tissues and the eggs.
All right.